Thing that happens, right? You get kind of sour on things, you know. You say that was a good thing, that was a good, you know, that was good, but then it went bad, and then I'm like, I don't want to do that no more. I don't want to do nothing no more, you know.
Why do you even try anymore, Victor?
I know. I'm just not gonna go. I'm not gonna go to the deli anymore. I don't want any more sandwiches. I'm done. You know. It's not good to be in love. You know, it's not good to be in love. When you're not loved, when you're not loved, when you're not loved, when you're not loved, it always rains. When you're not loved, when you're not loved, I could never sleep, I can only weep. I can never sleep, I can only weep. I can never sleep, I can only weep. I can never sleep, I can only weep. You know, it's no good to be in love. You know, it's no good to be, no good to be in love.
What do you say there, Disco?
He says it's no good.
Mr. Heartbreak over here, I'll tell you.
Damn, Disco, that last note cleared my head better than the horseradish I had this afternoon. Like that. You know, people must know about this, the way that this song got written. You know, Dave and I was always, we're always hanging out in basements together, you know. The difference was that this time Dave, he didn't know how he got there. It was like, you know, he was looking at me and he was leaning over and it was like,
And I was like, hey, Disco, things are getting a little weird. Are we getting romantic over here? And Dave was like, he just kind of leaned over and he was like, where are we? And I said, Dave, you've been drunk for about 2 months, and I understand. I know how that happens sometimes. I said, but I said, I'm sorry, man. You know that thing with that girl? It's over. And he's like, oh, man. And I was like, yeah, I know, it sucks. Something like that. I think that's the reason you started drinking, but I mean, it obviously worked. You'd forgotten about it. But. And Dave said, he said it always rains when you're not loved.
It always rains
When you're not loved. I can never sleep, I can only weep. I can never sleep, I can only weep. I could never sleep, I can only weep. I can never sleep, I can only weep. You know, it's no good to be in love. You know, it's no good to be in love. It's no good to be in love. It's no good to be in love. Oh, Lord.